Welcome to Mishna study Masachet Sheviit, Perek Tet Mishna Aleph. In this Mishnah, we're going to discuss the Isur of Sefihim. The prohibition of what we call Sefihim is really it's bushes or things, plants that grow on their own. And we need to know in general, Rambam gives a quick introduction to the Mishnah, and I think it helps clarify a lot. So I'm going to do the same based off his introduction over here. And firstly, we need to remember that all fruits of Sheviit, we're not allowed to store them, right? We're not allowed to do business with them. You could sell a little bit here and there, but you're not allowed to do business with them. If a person does sell them, any amount of them, the money that he gets in return for these fruits of Sheviit end up what we call being Demeh Sheviit, right? Money of Sheviit, and they have that same Kedusha. And we know also that we're not allowed to go ahead and give any of this Demeh Sheviit to an Am Haaretz. The money of Sheviit, you're not allowed to transfer or give over that money to an Am Haaretz because we worry that he may go ahead and store it, save it, right? Not get rid of it at its appropriate time. And he's not going to go ahead and buy fruits with it as he is supposed to do. So if we see an Am Haaretz going ahead and selling fruits, right? Sheviit fruits. So if they're fruits that people go ahead and plant and keep them in their garden and they fence them off and they protect them, right? They're like protected fruits, something similar to figs, grapes, wheat, right? Any of these things, we're not allowed to buy any amount of it from that Am Haaretz. Why? Because if you buy from an Am Haaretz, then you're giving him money, which ends up being Demeh Sheviit. And we said you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to give him money, and that will be Sheviit money in his hands. But, right, and here's a big but, if it's fruits that are hefker, right, they're ownerless fruits, they're fruits that people don't usually plant, right, then we are allowed to purchase 3 seudot worth, right, a breakfast, lunch, and a dinner. Right, we're allowed to go ahead and buy it. We call Kideh Hayav, right? This is the amount that needs to eat, right? That's all we're allowed to do. This is actually from a Gemara, Masachet Sotah, the Bavli actually, right? En mosrin demeh perot shvit am haaretz yatir mazon shalosh seudot, bameh dvarim amurim belokach min hamufkar, right? Specific only if you're buying it from something that's hefker, but belokach min hashamur, afילו kahatzi isar asur. Right? But if you're buying it from something that's protected fruits, then you're not allowed to buy any amount. Okay, that's the quick intro. Now, our Mishnah. So we're speaking of the Sefihim. We're going to go and explain each one. Hapegam v'yarbuzin hashotim v'haloglot v'hakuzbar shel harim v'hakarpas shel naharot v'hargargil shel afar. Right? So all these. Peturin mina ma'asrot. Right? All these items are patur from ma'asrot, right? Because they're not something that is shamur, right? It's not something that's protected, rather it's hefker, and things that are hefker are always patur from ma'asrot. And it can be purchased from anyone on the Sheviit, meaning it can be purchased from an Am Haaretz, right? Again, on condition that it's only maximum 3 seudot worth, right? This is what the Gemara says, bichdei man shanu. Now, what are these 6 items that we mentioned? So, pegam is root, halogliot is purslane. Then we have yerbuzin hashutim is wild asparagus, kuzbar shvarim is mountain coriander, karpas shebanaharot is celery that grows on the riverbed. Gargar shel afar is over here. I saw someone translate it as meadow rocket, and Rambam over here. I don't know, it's the Arabic of al jarjir shel sadeh habar. So those items, those 6 items, as we said, all those are, again, we consider them this type of Sefihim. It's ownerless. They're patur from ma'asrot. You could buy from even Am Haaretz on the Shemitah year. Again, on a condition that's maximum 3 seudot. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Sefih hardal mutarim, shelo nechshedu alehem ovrei avera. So Rabbi Yehuda says also, by the way, Sefih hardal. So if you have mustard seeds, right, a mustard seed, a bush that was growing, that's also allowed, right? Because people that would go ahead and violate and go ahead and plant these things on the Shemitah year, they weren't planting this mustard seed, right? So this is mustard seed. It's actually found in the Gilboa, right? The picture that was found up in the Gilboa. So you see it, it's growing wild. Now, Rabbi Shimon Omer, Kol Sefihim mutarim, like everything, all Sefihim are mutar, right? He doesn't have this condition of the Ovrei Avera. Chutz mi Sefihai Akrub, she'en kayotze behem be'erakot hasadeh, except for the Sefihim of the Akrub, right? This is the cabbage, because this is not found in the Yerakot of the field. Meaning what? That this is something that everybody, this is something that's never found wild. So that you can't be tolet on anything. Chamim come and say all sefihim are asur. Right? Halacha is like Chachamim, not like Rabbi Yehuda, not like Rabbi Shimon. And as we said, it's really because of the Ovei Avera, because people came and they went ahead and they started planting these things, even things that would usually grow wild, and you'd be allowed to go ahead and eat them on the Shemitah year. Because people went ahead and they started to plant these things that would normally grow wild, and they plant them in the field, then we have to be choshesh, we have to be concerned and worry that anything that's grown is grown purposely, and it was grown on the Sheviit, didn't grow on its own, and they all become asur, and the halacha is like Chachamim.